everybody, it's Rachel. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I have a busy day. I have a list of things that I need to get done. And so I thought I would take you guys along with me today. It is first thing in the morning. I haven't even had my coffee yet, but I need to get I need to can up some dried beans. I have about 15 pounds of dried beans that need to get in jars. I have a new Nesco pressure canner. It's a little electric pressure canner. I did a lot of research and it was between two of them, the Nesco and the Presto. The Nesco was on sale for Prime Day, so I grabbed it up. I'd like to try out a Presto. I hear it's a lot more user-friendly. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm gonna use the Nesco. It cans up 4 quarts at a time. I like my beans in quarts, and so I need about, Tori and I wrote this down, 3 pounds of beans for 4 quarts of canned beans. So I'm gonna weigh out 3 pounds and I'm gonna show you what I do to get my beans ready since I have not soaked them overnight. I'm gonna open up my beans and I'm gonna pour out 3 pounds. Wait, I gotta take it off grams. I last used it for sourdough bread, which is something else I'll be doing today. Okay, pounds. So this was a 4-pound bag. Put some back in. Okay, so I have 3 pounds of beans. Now, since I did not silk them overnight, I'm gonna do the quick soak method. So I'm gonna go through my beans. I'm gonna wash them, look through them, make sure there's no rocks. This is a good brand of beans. It's Camellia. It was a 4-pound bag. They're packed in New Orleans. They're a fairly decent brand. I've never had any bad beans. I've never had any rocks in mine, but I always check just in case. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rinse these beans. I'm gonna go through them and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so I have my beans in my pot with water. I'm gonna put them on the stove, bring them to a boil, cover, take them off the burner and let them sit for an hour. That's a quick soak method, and that's a really, really good method if you don't have time or the remembrance like me to soak your beans overnight. I actually prefer this method, but I will soak mine overnight. I just wasn't sure if I was going to be getting to this today, so that's why I went ahead and waited, and I'm going to do this quick soak method. So I'm going to get these quick soaked, talk to you a little bit more about what I have to do while they come to a boil, and then I'll get back to you. So let me put these on. On the stove, they're on high, covered, waiting for them to come to a boil. Okay, so my beans have been cooking, they've been quick soaking for an hour. So I'm gonna take them out, drain them, and I'm gonna fill my pot up with water. now my beans are going to boil. I'm gonna bring them to a boil, let them boil for 30 minutes, and I'm going to get my jars and need to get my jars soaking in warm water so that I'm not putting hot liquid in a cold jar. I'm gonna get these in my sink. They're washed. They've been run through the dishwasher last night, so I am just going to set them in the sink and warm them up. Been boiling for 30 minutes, so I'm going to take them, put them on the counter, and then I'm going to put them in the jars. Before I do that, I need to put 1 teaspoon of salt per quart jar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this is it. Okay, so I have that done. So I'm gonna take my pot and put it over here. I have two funnels because the blue one was my mom's. So I'm gonna fill each jar up with beans, and then I'm gonna add cooking water so that it equals right up to the line right here, which is 1 inch of headspace. My granddaughter's listening to the VeggieTales, and so we're wondering if you can hear the music in the background. Good trademark violations. I weighed out 3 pounds of beans, but I'm gonna say I probably only needed about 2.5 because I have quite a bit of beans left, which is good because we've been smelling them all morning. And now we'll get some for dinner tonight. So we're gonna have that with dinner tonight. So that's always a good thing. Fancy debubbling tool. I have one. I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this nice little plastic knife and just get all the bubbles out. And if I need to top it off with some more liquid, I will just get some liquid in my kettle. Do it that way, but beans left, if y'all can see that. So we are eating these with our dinner tonight. I'll probably put those in the slow cooker and let them cook. Okay, so let me re-debubble. And what I have is a clean towel, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the rims with a little bit of vinegar in here. Wipe the rims, get off any residue of cooking liquid. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my flats on. And the rings. And the rings will be put on just until finger tight. Jars are hot. I'm gonna use a towel for that part. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna put them in my can. I need to put the rack in. So this is the rack, and I'm gonna put this at the bottom. Now this canner, they suggest that you use wide mouth because they're shorter than regular mouth jars. So I prefer wide mouth jars, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill those in, and then after I put the jars in, I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with water as per their instructions. Okay, all right. Then after you put the jars in, you need to add 8 cups of hot water. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, 8 cups of water. Now we're gonna go ahead and set the canner. Okay, so we're gonna lock the unit. Hit the high button from the control panel. Press time to, we are very much under sea level. We're not even above sea level. Anyway, 90 minutes for quarts. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 90 minutes. That's annoying. Yep. Dang it. Okay, 90 minutes. Set the pressure limiting valve to exhaust. So watch, come here, Tori. Right here. That right there in this little aerial is on exhaust. Set the pressure limiting valve to exhaust and press the start button to begin the canning process. So this little thing's gonna turn, and then it's going to wait for the internal temperature to come up right, correct, to the correct temperature, and they said that should take 30 minutes. Then steam will begin venting through the pressure valve. Once it reaches the correct internal temperature, it'll beep. So we're just gonna wait for it to come to the proper internal temperature, which should be about 30 minutes, and then another 10 minutes for it to vent, and then we'll
be right back with you guys. Okay.
Okay, so beep once and it is counting down. I don't know if you can see, but it says E8, so it's counting down 10 minutes. And then when that happens, it's gonna beep again, and I'm gonna turn this little valve, I'm not touching it now, to air tight. And then that will eventually, when it does its little thing, it'll start counting down the 90 minutes. Okay, so my canner ended. I turned it off and I unplugged it. And so right now I'm just kind of letting it depressurize. And so I have my sourdough right here. And so I am going to follow the instructions and do what I need to do, and hopefully make sense to you guys.